Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for taking the time to come and hang out with me. Okay, so Gemini season is here, so I wanted to make sure to give each and every one of you, no matter what your sign, the goods on what to expect from Gemini season and a game plan so you can make sure that you're in sync with the universe and utilizing the energy of Gemini season to assist you in moving forward and manifesting the things you desire. Gemini season begins when the sun enters Gemini on May 20th, and the sun will stay in Gemini until June 20th when the sun enters Cancer. So I'll let you know what that means for your sign when it comes to navigating the next 4 weeks. Also, the new moon in Gemini happens on May 22nd, and I'll also let you know how that energetic opening affects your chart and the best way to use that energy to your advantage. Now remember that if you have Sagittarius in your chart, then the Gemini energy from May 20th to June 20th will diminish your Sagittarius energy because it's the polar opposite of Sagittarius. So for example, if you're Sagittarius with Pisces moon and Virgo rising, during the next 4 weeks, you will be operating much more from Pisces moon and Virgo rising because your Sagittarius energy will be much less powerful due to the sun being in Gemini. So just know if you have Sagittarius in your top 3, your sun, your moon, or your rising, then you may feel a bit off balance in the upcoming weeks. So hopefully this video will help you to recalibrate, counterbalance any negative energy, and to deal with any challenges moving forward. It's also very important to remember that overall, Gemini is a mutable energy, so with the big challenges in the world that we're facing right now, Gemini season is all about adapting. Aries season was the new beginnings and setting a game plan into motion, planting the seeds of change. Taurus season was about focusing and staying the course, and now Gemini season is all about adapting and transformation. This way, when we hit Cancer season and the beginning of summer, we'll step into that next phase of new beginnings and continue to build and move forward from there. So the more you focus on embracing what is and adapting to the circumstances, the more you're gonna thrive. Also remember, Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter will all still be retrograde. So if you haven't checked out my video on what those 3 planetary shifts mean for you, then make sure to do so. Okay, no more wasting time. It is Gemini season. Let's go. Okay, Aries. So when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, this will take place in your 3rd house, which, by the way, don't forget, Venus in retrograde is also in your 3rd house. So much of this information will echo what I was saying in the video that I made about those retrogrades because the sun now is also in your 3rd house. So for you, Aries, this is all about making sure that you utilize this time as an opportunity to get your mental perspective in a place where it's really working for you. We know that life is all about how you see things. And I'm sure you've heard the saying, if you truly want to change your life, you first must be willing to change your mind. Well, Aries, this Gemini season being in your 3rd house for you is offering you the opportunity to really do some mental rewiring in order to get your mind, body, and soul all on the same page. Look at the areas in your life that you are frustrated with and then ask yourself, how can I look at these things differently? What angle can I take that will change the way I see this, resulting in my eyes being opened to new solutions and a new path? Remember, like I said in the opening of this video, Gemini season is all about adapting. Over the hundreds of thousands of years humans have been on Earth, the reason we are still here is attributed to our ability to adapt. So rather than think of what your limitations are, focus on what you can change and then begin to take those steps forward. This will really help open the pathway for new information to come your way, Aries. So expect a big aha moment in the next 4 weeks when it comes to your planning for the future. Don't force anything, just remain open and remind yourself that you always have a choice when it comes to how you look at things, and this will really help you when it comes to moving forward and creating that life of fulfillment and happiness that you deserve. Now, when the new moon in Gemini takes place on May 22nd, this will also be in your 3rd house, and it will magnify your ability to learn and gather information. So if there are any business calls that you need to make that are really important, the 22nd is a great day to schedule that call. It's also a great time to just set into place your new course of action when it comes to how you're going to approach Gemini season. Make an agreement with yourself during this new moon in Gemini to be open to the idea of learning new things about life, about achieving your goals, about love, and about yourself. Okay, Aries, so when it comes to Gemini season, a big aha moment is set to come your way that will bring the answer to the best plan moving forward. And all you have to do to make sure you're doing your part is release the past, along with any other thought patterns and habits that you know work against you, all while remaining open and excited for transformation. This way you'll be ready for the first day of summer and Cancer season when that rolls around on June 20th. Okay, Taurus. So when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, this will be in your second house, which, by the way, Venus in retrograde is also in your second house. So much of this information will echo what I was saying in that video that I made about retrogrades, but it is just emphasizing the same area of life because the sun is now in your second house, which means great news coming your way when it comes to your work situation and your money situation. Gemini season is all about adapting to the current circumstances, so this could mean that you could get some good news about your job or about another source of income that could be coming up as an opportunity for you. The energy of this second house transit will be fantastic for your motivation when it comes to money as well. So at least you know for the next 4 weeks, that part of you that can go in and out of being in the mood to work will be much more on the side of getting things done and having the physical energy to do so. So this is great news, Taurus. This is a time for you to really pour your energy into working and building on your finances. Still make sure that you're holding back a bit on spending. And when the new moon in Gemini comes along on May 22nd, this is also going to be in your second house, which is offering the perfect energetic opening to start fresh when it comes to the way you arrange your life and when it comes to what it is that you know you need to do in order to keep a constant feeling of value and worthiness in the forefront of your consciousness. This new moon is a time for setting financial goals for yourself, putting a budget into place, and really getting clarity on what you see for yourself in terms of goals and financial gain. This new moon is also a time to really comfort yourself. The new moon falls on Friday, so it may be a great idea to set up a self-love day to really sit in gratitude and take some time to do the things that really make you feel appreciated and that remind you of all the things that you have to be grateful for. Gratitude is the perfect energy to express during this new moon because this way you're setting the tone for abundance. Setting your vibration to gratitude gives the universe the okay to send you even more things to continue the flow of that feeling of being grateful. So Gemini season for you, Taurus, means great financial clarity and gain. So do your best to release any anxiety you may have been feeling and embrace the certainty for the next 4 weeks that things will really be on the upswing for you. This way you'll be in a great place when Cancer season rolls around at the beginning of summer on June 20th. Okay, Geminis, first off, I want to say happy birthday, Geminis. I'm wishing you all the excitement, abundance, love, money, success, and altogether good times that one person can wish for on your birthday and for the remainder of 2020. See this as a month where things can really turn around for you and start to pick up and put you on that path of happiness and fulfillment. When the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, this will be in your first house, which, by the way, Venus is still retrograde in your first house, so much of this information may sound similar to what I was saying in the video that I made about retrogrades, but it's just emphasizing that same area of life because the sun is also now in your first house, which means it's a rebirth of who you are. This Gemini sun transit in your first house is really setting the stage for you to really make some huge headway because all of your power will be amplified for the next 4 weeks. You can truly put your past behind you if you choose to do so, letting go of any negativity from former experiences so you can make space for all of the good fortune coming your way during Gemini season. You will feel more confident than ever, you'll feel more physical energy, and more good luck will be coming your way than you've had in a while. So make sure to make the most of this time, Geminis. This is a time for really getting in touch with who you are and what you genuinely and truly want. Opportunities will be coming your way, so be ready to grab them with confidence and excitement. You work well in group situations and as part of a team, but during this Gemini season, it is really important for you to carve out your own path by challenging yourself to do something new and pioneering. When the new moon shifts into Gemini on May 22nd, it will also be in your first house, which will be a great time to identify a personal habit that you have that you know no longer serves you and make a commitment to yourself to change that behavior, to replace that habit with a new habit that you know is effective and you know supports your forward movement and achieving your goals. The energetic opening of this new moon is setting the stage for you to really amplify the confidence you have in yourself by showing yourself that you are capable of positive change and transformation, and the stars have aligned to help you and support you during this time as the start of your new journey. So Gemini season, it's your time to shine, Geminis, to make big changes and to keep your eyes out for new exciting opportunities. Be brave, be confident, and know that this will get you ready for Cancer season that starts on June 20th as we begin summer, and this way you'll be at your best and in the flow when that time comes around. Okay, Cancers, so when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, for you, this will be in your 12th house, which, by the way, Venus retrograde is also in your 12th house. So a lot of this information that I'm about to give you will echo what you heard in the retrograde video, but it's just emphasizing that same area of life because the sun is now also in your 12th house. So where Taurus season was a time for making some headway when it came to career and networking in that area, Gemini season is a time for regeneration for you, Cancers. You can still make sure to keep your goals in mind and keep pressing forward. However, if you feel a little less motivated during this 4-week period, don't be hard on yourself. When the sun transits through your 12th house, it's urging you to focus much more on what's going on inside as opposed to what's happening on the outside of your life. This is a time for you to really ask yourself, what are the habits that you have that you know distract you and you know bring you down? Have these things outgrown their usefulness in your life? During the next 4 weeks of Gemini season, you can begin to use this mutable energy of Gemini to really adapt and transform into this new version of yourself where those habits that we just talked about are a thing of the past. The new moon in Gemini on May 22nd, also in your 12th house, will be the perfect start date for you to make a commitment to yourself that when you find yourself sliding into these counterproductive areas, that you begin to make a different choice. You can say to yourself, I will give myself a 4-week challenge. Then pick one habit that you know works against you. Maybe it's giving into the voice of your ego and comparing yourself to other people. So for the next 4 weeks, whenever you find yourself comparing yourself to someone else, immediately shift that line of thinking to a self-affirming line of thinking, where you say to yourself, every time I begin to compare myself to someone else, instead, I'm gonna find something I really love about myself and be grateful for that. This will start to train your brain to create a new habit, and soon it will be second nature that whenever you begin to compare, you instantly begin to appreciate who you are and replace those thoughts of comparison with thoughts of confidence and affirmation, embracing and amplifying the things that make you unique. This way, as we end Gemini season and begin your birthday season, Cancer season, on June 20th, you will have overcome that bad habit and transformed into an even more powerful version of yourself, ready for summer and the rest of the year, but equipped now with more confidence than ever. Ready to make the most of who you are while winning the battle that we all fight against the voice of doubt in our head, the voice of our ego. Okay, Leos. So when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th for you, this will be in your 11th house, which, by the way, Venus is still in retrograde in your 11th house. So some of this information may echo what I was saying in the video that I made about retrogrades, but it's making sure to emphasize the same area of your life because it's also in your 11th house. This is an awesome placement for you, Leos. This will give a boost to that part of you that is always looking at the bright side of things. You'll feel more lighthearted and ready to just enjoy life without stressing. It also signifies a 4-month window of dreams coming true for you. So if there's anything you've been wishing for or hoping for, you could receive the news of a favorable outcome during this 4-week period. The 11th house also is amplifying your power of networking. So it's good to reach out to your professional network during this time. Maybe to just say hello or to just check in, but that would be planting the seeds necessary for some work to be coming through by the beginning of summer when we shift into Cancer season on June 20th. When the new moon comes along on May 22nd in Gemini, this will also be in your 11th house, which will further magnify the power of your connections. This 4-week period of Gemini season will be much less about you flying solo, Leos, and much more about you utilizing the relationships that you have created to support forward movement for yourself, especially when it comes to work and your income for whatever business that you're in. If you have been planning on reaching out to someone regarding work, then May 22nd on the new moon could be a fantastic day to do it. This way the stars are aligned with your intentions, which will assist you in getting the best possible outcome. So overall for you Leos, this Gemini season is a 4-week period where strengthening your social ties and professional networking will be the theme. It's a time for being lighthearted and remembering that being adaptable is the key to success. And in order to adapt, it is always in your best interest to only focus on the things that you want to happen. When using your mental space and thought patterns to focus on ways to creatively do your part to make manifest your desires, with the focus being strongly centered on networking and social circles. This way, you will be in the flow and ready to continue to ride the wave of abundance and fulfillment as we go into Cancer season, like I said, on June 20th. Okay, Virgos, when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, this will be in your 10th house, which by the way, Venus is still retrograding your 10th house. So some of this information will be very similar to the information that I gave in the retrograde video, because this sun shift also in your 10th house will be emphasizing the same area of life, which means when it comes to career, it is go time for you Virgos. If you've been struggling to figure out exactly what it is you want to do and how you want to do it, the next 4-week period is when the answers to this question will surface and you will finally feel like you are in the flow in terms of clarity and intention when it comes to your place in your outer world. And then making sure to know how to manifest money is going to be a necessary piece of the fulfillment puzzle for you, because it takes any of the worries surrounding money off the table. If you've been waiting for the right time to jump in and take a risk when it comes to your career, well, Gemini season is your time, Virgos. Not only will you be feeling more confident, but you will also have a very practical outlook, which is going to help you when it comes to risk taking, because a calculated risk is the best type of risk to take when it comes down to the averages of outcome. There may be one authority figure that you need to have a conversation with to really get things moving, and a great day to have that conversation would be on May 22nd when the new moon shifts into Gemini, also in your 10th house. This new moon will serve to magnify the energy supporting you when it comes to career and the transformation that is waiting for you regarding money making and who you are in terms of the personality that you present to your professional world. So get ready, Virgos. This is a 4-week period where focus, confidence, consistency, risk-taking, and responsibility are key. These are all traits you naturally possess, so this has the potential to be a fantastic time for you. This way, you'll be feeling strong and in an exciting upward swing when it comes to career and money as we shift from Gemini season to Cancer season on June 20th. Okay, Libras, when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th for you, this will be in your 9th house, which, by the way, in the last retrograde video that I did, Venus is also in your 9th house. So if you're hearing some of the same information, it's just letting you know with the sun transit that your 9th house is being emphasized. So it's a similar area of life, which means this next 4-week period for you Libras is all about adventure and taking the leap of faith that you've been dreaming about and possibly putting off. Well, now is the time to take that leap. The stars have aligned to really support you on your journey on the path for higher meaning and new experiences. You'll have no interest in doing the same old things that you've been doing to keep yourself occupied. You're wanting more, some real substance in your life, and this is the time where this new chapter begins for you. When the new moon comes around on May 22nd in Gemini, this will also be in your 9th house, which is opening the door to your spiritual rebirth and surge of energy towards the exploration of life and really stepping into a new and exciting time for you, Libra. Allow your imagination to run free, Libras, because this is just the energetic opening that you've been looking for to facilitate that change in your life that is long overdue. This is also a time of overall good luck for you, so don't hold back. Have the certainty that whatever path you take, as long as you're honoring your inner truth and following your instincts, that it will lead you to fulfillment, fun, and an overall feeling of peace where you are genuinely enjoying life again. So this Gemini season for you is all about a renewed perspective when it comes to your life, leaving the heavy past in the past, leaving the boring routines of the past in the past, and opening your mind, your heart, and your soul to a new perspective and a new adventure. So gear up, Libras. This is going to be an exciting 4 weeks for you and will put you in good spirits and a confident disposition as we transition into summer and Cancer season, which starts on June 20th. Okay, Scorpios, when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, this will be in your 8th house, which, by the way, Venus retrograde is also in your 8th house. So some of this information will be similar to the video that I made on retrogrades, but it's just because it's emphasizing the same area of life because the sun is now also in your 8th house. So this will be an intense 4-week period for you, Scorpios. It's a time for personal growth, change, and taking a step back from everything to really evaluate your life mentally, spiritually, and physically. This also means taking a big look at your relationship with money. This is the perfect time to really pull back on spending and to sit down and set up a budget for yourself. Make a real plan when it comes to your financial goals. How much money do you want to make? Put a number with that you can envision but truly believe is possible. And then start to think in terms of just how you're going to make that happen. The reason it's a great time to do this is because the universe is in alignment for you to have some serious breakthroughs with money during Gemini season. Make sure you identify and break any habits that you know hold you back or undermine your process when it comes to the flow of abundance in your life. This is one of those phases of really getting clear on who you are and who you want to be and envisioning the way those two worlds will become one. If there's anything that's been troubling you or weighing heavy on you, Gemini season, because it's in your 8th house, is the time to get to the bottom of that situation and clear out any confusion. The facts will reveal themselves along with the best way to handle the circumstances once the truth has come to light. Now, when the new moon comes along on May 22nd, this will also be in your 8th house, which you can look at as the perfect energetic opening for a new beginning and a clear perspective on who you are. This Gemini season is a time for self-mastery, Scorpios. So look at it as an opportunity to get your mind, body, and soul on the same page, like I was saying before, so you can really begin to access your power of manifesting the things that you desire. Really focusing on this as a goal, resolving any unresolved issues, releasing any heaviness and pain. Those are the necessary steps to adapt during this Gemini season and come out on the other side of it better than ever. This way, when Cancer season and the beginning of summer roll around on May 20th, you'll be at your best self, ready to achieve any goal that you set for yourself, but above all else, not carrying around any old habits or old negative energy. Instead, you will have truly uncovered your personal strengths and talents and be in a place where you're ready to shine. Okay, Sagittarius. Now, Gemini season is one of your most challenging times of the year. Not because bad things are gonna happen, but because Gemini is the opposing force to your Sagittarius energy. So you may feel a bit off balance during this 4-week period. So let's talk about exactly where this energy will be so that way you can be prepared to counterbalance any negativity and meet any challenges ahead, ready to make the most of the experience. Okay, so when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, this will be in your 7th house of relationships, which, by the way, Venus is still retrograde in your 7th house. So some of this will sound familiar if you watched my retrograde video, but just know it's because it's emphasizing the same area of your life. And now that the sun is transiting through that area, we can really get clear on focusing most of your energy on this area, which means love for you, Sagittarius. And like I said, Venus is still retrograde. So if you're single and you meet someone new during this time, which is highly likely, just make sure not to rush into anything too serious. You want to really take your time to get to know this person before you establish any major long-term commitment. If you're already in a relationship, then the 4-week period of Gemini season is the perfect time for you to begin enriching that relationship. Any of the major issues of the past can truly be resolved during this time if you two just put it all on the table and work together to find resolution. Making sure to put into place any necessary agreements to make sure that those same issues, if they come back up in the future, then they get squashed immediately because you two have an agreement that's in place to handle that sort of situation. Whatever you plan on doing during this Gemini season, you want to make sure that you don't do it alone. It's important to have the support of others around you during this time, Sagittarius, and also to just have some sort of companionship to help counterbalance that opposing Gemini energy that I was speaking about earlier. When the new moon comes along on May 22nd in Gemini, it will also be in your 7th house, which further magnifies the need for you to redefine your relationships by deepening the communication and expressing how you feel and what it is that you need in order to be fulfilled, and maintaining excitement about the connection that you have with the people in your life. Also, if there's anything everything you've been holding back or keeping to yourself, this Gemini season is the perfect time to let that out, to release that. This way the truth is on the table and you won't be carrying around any more unnecessary stress as we move forward into the beginning of summer and Cancer season on June 20th. So overall for you Sagittarius, Gemini season is all about healing relationships, defining new relationships, and releasing the relationships that no longer serve you and strengthening the relationships that make the cut. This way you are moving forward with support, connection, and love. Okay, Capricorns. Now Capricorns, when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, for you, this is gonna be in your 6th house. By the way, Venus, still in retrograde, is also in your 6th house. So if you watched my retrograde video, some of this information will be very, very similar. Just emphasizing that now that the sun is in that same house, that the same area of your life deserves some focus. And for you, this means the next 4 weeks is going to focus on 2 things: work and health. This is a time for really tending to the details of both of those areas. Use the next 4-week period to improve your skills. You are a very capable sign, Capricorn, and you know the more you build your skill set, the more valuable what you have to offer is, and this means earning more money, more earning power. So if there's any course that you've been putting off or just a skill that you know you would benefit from learning, now's the time to dive in and learn it. You'll be glad you did because it will just up your game and continue a path of forward movement and success. Gemini season is all about adapting and transformation. So embrace this idea and know that the more adaptable you are, the more you will thrive in this life. When the new moon comes along on May 22nd in Gemini, this will also be in your 6th house, which is the perfect set of astrological circumstances for you to set this date as the perfect start for some new upgrades to your regular routines. See this 4-week period of Gemini season as a time to take it up a notch in everything you do. Your skill set, your focus, your ability to communicate effectively, all while making sure that you also upgrade the system that you have in place for your health and well-being. There is no use in working towards being successful in your career and in your relationship if you aren't going to maintain your health, Capricorns. When you're having health issues, everything sucks. So Gemini season for you, Capricorn, is a season for upgrades. Upgrade every aspect of life, really putting the focus on career and physical health, and you will for sure come out on the other side of Gemini season feeling like you really made the most of it, which will be necessary when we shift into Cancer season on June 20th, because Cancer season can be one of your most challenging times of year. But don't worry, I'll make sure to get you prepared and ready for whatever's coming your way during that time. This way you don't miss a beat and you continue to thrive and enjoy your life even with all the craziness surrounding us. Okay, now Aquarius. When the sun shifts into Gemini on the 20th, for you, it will be in your 5th house, which if you watched my retrogrades video, Venus retrograde is also in your 5th house. So some of this information will be similar because now the sun is also in your 5th house. So be ready, Aquarius, for inspiration. This is going to be a fantastic 4-week period for you. A definite time for taking risks while being fueled by your creativity. You know how you have the power to find your way out of any situation and come out on the other side. While harnessing that power for this Gemini season and just seeing how far you can take it, that's the theme. More than any other time of year, Aquarius, this is your time for really enjoying life. So if you've been feeling frustrated or overwhelmed at all, make sure you take a deep breath and know that the stars have aligned to be on your side at this time. It's all about self-expression for you this entire period of Gemini season. So when the new moon comes along on May 22nd in Gemini, also in your 5th house, look at this as the start date of a new chapter. Set some short-term goals for yourself that you want to have completed by the end of the 4-week period, and remind yourself that it's all about having fun in the process of achieving your goals. You know how we all have that inner child that really just wants to have fun and enjoy life? Well, this is your time to let that inner child live it up. So spread the joy and know that this is a perfect situation for you to make some serious strides for forward movement when it comes to all aspects of your life. So the sky's the limit, Aquarius. You just have to make sure that you've resolved any lingering issues that may have been weighing you down the past few months. This way they don't come up and get in the way of all the good times and good luck coming your way during this Gemini season. So freedom, creativity, self-expression, taking risks, and reminding yourself that life is about the journey, not the destination. So make sure along the way of your journey, you're having fun. This will result for you in more money coming your way and a deepening of your relationships. But you have to do your part by adapting to the current circumstances and focusing on the things that bring you joy, while releasing attachment to any of the things that bring you frustration or lower your vibration. Okay, Pisces. Now for you, when the sun shifts into Gemini on May 20th, this is going to take place in your 4th house, which by the way, Venus is still retrograde in your 4th house. So some of this information will be similar to the retrograde video when I was speaking about Venus, because now that the sun is also in your 4th house, this is giving us information on what area we're emphasizing, which is going to be the 4th house. And for you, that means that during the next 4 weeks, it's all about home. This is about realizing that for you to really feel like you can take on the challenges of the world and be your best self, that it's really important that your home base serves as a foundation of peace, comfort, love, and most of all, security. It is a time for strengthening the relationship that you have with your family as well, especially if you live with any of your family members. So as I said in the beginning of this video, Gemini season is all about adapting and the transition from spring into summer. So for you Pisces, this next 4-week period is giving you the opportunity to make sure that your home situation is in order, because when that is in order and you feel like you have a safe home base, then you are much more powerful and much more capable of adapting when it comes to the situations and challenges that arise in your outside life. And when the new moon comes along on May 22nd in Gemini, also in your 4th house, the focus for you, since a new moon is all about new beginnings, is to bring a new perspective to the relationship that you have with your inner self. See that as your home also. It's not just about your physical home, but about your inner home. A time to really connect with your instinct. Know that the voice of your instinct always speaks to you, but only in the form of a yes or a no. Yes, something's good for you, or no, it's not. Your instinct finds no reason to give you a story to back up a yes or no answer. It just gives you the feeling of yes, move in this direction, it's good for you, or the feeling of no, stay away from that situation because it's bad for you. The moment you start coming up with a narrative to convince yourself one way or the other, that's not your instinct, that's not your voice of inner truth, that's your ego trying to convince you of what direction it wants you to go in. So this is a time to strengthen that relationship between you and your instinct, Pisces. Really start to trust your intuition. You have a very deep connection to the spiritual realm, and your intuition is incredible because of this. So don't let that voice of your ego or the voice of doubt undermine your process of achieving your goals and manifesting the things that you desire. This Gemini season for you, Pisces, is a time for reorganizing, for remodeling your home environment, maybe even making a move, whatever is necessary to give you a new sense of security when it comes to your foundation. So this way you're feeling strong, confident, and ready to receive all of the gifts the universe has in store for you as we shift from spring into summer when Cancer season comes along on June 20th. Okay, so there you have it. What to expect for each sign during this Gemini season and the new moon in Gemini. I hope you all found this information useful. Remember, your ability to adapt is a direct reflection of your ability to thrive in the face of adversity. So use this Gemini season to strengthen that ability to adapt. Accept what is, knowing there are certain things that you can't change, but make sure to change the things that you can. And while you're accepting the things that you can't, keep it moving with confidence and certainty and love. And remember to have fun in the process. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video.